Good morning, Year 3-4, and welcome to this week's home learning. The date today is Monday the 20th of April, and our learning objective is, can I plan my retelling of Dreamgiver? For this lesson you will need a pencil, a ruler and a piece of paper. Our learning journey question is, can I recount, edit and retell my own version of the animation Dreamgiver? And this week we are focusing on retelling our own version. That's why today we are going to plan. From this plan we can then write our story. For our plan, I would like you to draw 5 separate sections. Very much like our story mountain, you're going to have an opening which will be 1 paragraph, then a build up which is another paragraph, then a problem which will be a 3rd paragraph, our 4th paragraph will be our resolution, and finally we are going to have our ending. I would like you to draw a plan that looks like this, please. Please stop the video and copy up a similar looking plan. Now that you've drawn your plan, we're going to focus on the first 2 sections, the opening and the build up. For our opening we need to think about, where is the story taking place? Well, we know it's in a village and we know that it's in a bedroom. And then who are the main characters? Well, we know there's the strange looking creature and we know that the boy is the main character who has the dream. Then we're going to move on to our build up. What are the characters going to do in the story? And how is the story developing? So what are the characters doing in the story? And then how is the story developing? To show you an example, I've written one in the next slide. If we look at my opening, I've said that the story is taking place in a small house in the middle of a sleepy village. The stars are shining and the children are tucked up in their beds in their bedroom, and of course they are asleep. We know the main characters are the Dreamgiver, who's butterfly wings and a long pointed nose, but you might describe him differently, and he carries dreams in the shape of eggs. As a young boy he's sleeping and with his brothers and sisters. He is the other main character, the young boy. And then what are the characters doing? Well, we know they're experiencing amazing dreams. Here you could get creative. Maybe your characters could be having different dreams to the ones in the video. And how is the story developing? Well, the Dreamgiver is starting to wander from each child, giving them loads of different dreams. And as he goes, we know he's leaving eggs by the beds so they can dream fantastic dreams all night. We know that everything's going really, really well until, and then we're going to move on to our next part. As you can see here, I've written a couple of sentences for each question I've written down to make sure I have lots to write from my plan later on. Then we're going to move on to our resolution and problem. Well, for our problem, what problem arises? In the book we know that the egg falls onto the chapter called Shadow Serpent. And how does the problem affect our characters? Well, he gets swept off into a faraway land where he is confronted by the scary beast. Then for your resolution you need to think, how is the problem becoming resolved? So what happens? What does the Dreamgiver do that helps our character? And how does this affect our characters? For this one I haven't given you an example to try and stretch and challenge you, but remember I want you to write a couple of lines for each question. Finally, we're moving on to our ending. How have the events affected our characters and where does the story end? For example, in the video, our character wakes up and he sees the window open and he suspects that someone has been in the room. What's going to happen at the end of your story? Remember to write a couple of lines. Once you've done your ending, you will have completed your plan. Make sure that you do your best and use your neatest handwriting, and always try and write a couple of lines, because then that will help you later on when we're writing our own version. Good luck and try your best.